Hello Wanderers, welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Clan Stjarna, and as you can see here, Jarl Kolbane is looking at the city of World's Desire, Constantinople, the heart of the Roman Empire. This city is now our home. We are, as you will have seen in that last episode, the steward of the Emperor, giving us plenty of bonuses to everything monetary. But even more importantly, it gives us a seat of power next to the Emperor himself, indeed, and we are using that to further our goals. We have become close with the Emperor, becoming friends with the drunkard Eustathios, which gives us a lot of power within the Empire. But before we continue our machinations in the Roman lands here, we do want to just check back in with the thing that happened at the end of the last episode, and that was converting to the Nordvina culture, indeed a hybrid of Nordvina and Greek, spearheaded by Jarl Kolbane himself, who is a man of two cultures, really, Greek and Nordvina. You can see that we did fix up those areas that had turned Nordvina here. It really made no sense that Constantinople or any of these lands would have converted to Nordvina culture. I think it's still a very small and rural kind of collection of people that have settled here on the coast of Moesia. We will try to spread it, but I had to go and fix that through the console. Somebody did mention to take a look at innovations, and we do want to select one. We have Chronicle writing right now, which could be done pretty soon, but is it really that helpful? I think not. I think actually we may want to go perhaps to household soldiers, because we do have those nice Byzantine traditions that do give us a bonus there, or Burrs. Unlocks all early era medieval military buildings. That could be pretty good too. No, I think we're going to go for the household soldiers here. The rest of them will slowly develop as we go. And as our culture begins to expand and spread, that will give us even bigger bonuses in that regard. Now, what are we going to do regarding spreading our influence, spreading our power? Well, there is something that I noticed that is possible. As you'll remember in the last episode, our son did have a betrothal. We have broken that betrothal, or more accurately, we've traded that betrothal over. So the young woman here who was betrothed to our son, Adrian Melisenos, is now betrothed to our younger son, Halstein. She is the daughter of a duke, Duke Iakinthos of, let us see here, Anatolikon. Pretty powerful. But we can get an even more powerful marriage for our young son here. And that is Princess Martha of the Byzantine Empire. Indeed, we can get a marriage between our son and the Emperor's daughter. And she's even got a good trait. She's also just as well, so they'll actually surprisingly get along. So it's not just a marriage of politics, but also potentially good for them as well. The traits go by pretty well, so indeed we are going to send that proposal. We just have enough with the Emperor to get him to agree to this, and we will certainly be doing so. So we're going to let time pass and see what the Emperor thinks of our offer here. And no doubt he shall accept. Indeed, he accepts our betrothal proposition. Your son and heir, Theodoros, will be betrothed to my daughter, Martha. And there you have it, folks. We have officially ingratiated ourselves with the ruling line of emperors and arranged for a betrothal between our eldest son and the daughter of the Roman emperor. So, that's, and we have a divergent culture here. Ooh. let's pop over here to this divergent culture of Norse, the Nordvina. Interesting. So they're spreading out in those northern islands there. Very interesting indeed, but not really of any concern to us. Just the small islands here are just they're getting a little insular there, you know. That's fine for them. But more importantly, we do have more politicking to do here. I would like to modify my vassal contract now. One nice thing is that because of our position on the border here, the northern border with Khazaria, obviously a very powerful threat to the empire, not to mention the Baltic lords here, Serbia, obviously powerful kingdom, Transylvania. Obviously, there are a lot of threats in this general area. So the Emperor would accept us to be a march, which will give us plenty of bonuses. Gold maintenance for our army, down 20%. Defender territory advantage, +5. Levy size, +20. Garrison size, +20. Levy reinforcement rate, +20. Huge bonuses from being a march, and we don't even give anything up. In fact, it lowers our taxes. As you can see, our taxes almost drop in half there. I would like to do that, but I would also be curious about potentially getting council rights here, guaranteed council rights for our line. Now, the Emperor will not accept that. We don't have a hook to use against him. But if we were to offer to provide more levies for his army, he would accept this offer. Now, that increases our levy contribution. I'm not opposed to that. We're going to get a big bonus to our levies just from becoming a march, and we're going to be focusing on increasing our household retinues. So that should really end up evening out. This is a good contract for us. The march and the council rights are just going to ensure that we retain a powerful position here in the Empire. The Emperor has indeed accepted that. Why would he not? It's a great deal. So, we are now a march, and a powerful march indeed, but we need to become more powerful. Now, I was looking at my man-at-arms, and I noticed that we have a ridiculous amount of Metza and Vartia archers. Not entirely sure why. I mean, they are good, but I would really like to get rid of these two smaller regiments. As you can see, we had two that were 2 out of 5, one 5 out of 5. We are going to keep the 5 out of 5. That's pretty useful. But I want to increase our men-at-arms in other areas. I don't want to just focus only on archers. And now, obviously, our main threat is going to be Khazaria. What does Khazaria have? They have horse archers, light footmen, light horsemen, and onagers. Well, we don't really have too much that can counter that. The best that we do have is our Bondi, these spearmen here who can counter their light cavalry. So we are going to get a group of Bondi. And then I believe the Varangian veterans, I mean, this playthrough is called, it's centered around these Varangian Nordvina warriors. So I think we're going to get a group of them as well. Now, we are going to increase the size of them, but we'll let our money tick up here a little bit. Indeed, we don't have the money to increase the size of these. I suppose we could now. It'll take a little bit longer to build up our money here, but that should be fun. Yeah, there we go. So we've got enough money to increase a little bit. Oh, and modify. Oh, what does he want to do here? Oh, I see. He was just, as you can see, agreeing with our proposition here. So there we go. That's a nice big boost to us. And although our overall strength kind of probably went up just a little bit, the more important thing is that we have a very important seat of power here. right next to the Emperor himself. As you can see, we are being called in by our ally, Duke Simeon of the Asparukid Duchy. Well, I imagine we can accept that. Well, I guess we're gonna get a chance to put our new armies to the test. And I actually quite like that. So let's raise our armies. Are we going to lead it ourselves? I don't imagine why not. I mean, we are something of a warrior, and there's no sense of not doing so. We're gonna try to probably team up with our allies' army here. I don't think we'll be able to defeat the enemy ourselves, so let's move in here. Looks like he's gonna come in. Once we team up, we should be able to easily defeat them. Tablabutsi here, probably pronouncing that wrong, but it looks like indeed this is a war for conquest here. So we'll help our allies conquer this county, because we are noble and loyal, and our ally did help us out, as you can remember. Not only is he married to our daughter, but he did help us out by putting us in a position where we could take this province from one of our cousins due to him betraying us and seeking out the aid of our ally here. Okay, so looks like they're gonna be moving in. I think that we should be able to... yeah, so they're fleeing. Will we be able to team up with our allies, and hopefully they're going to come in and assist us in this fight? I'm banking on our allies. Oh, never mind. Our allies caught them, so it looks like we're gonna have to turn here and try to quickly get into the battle if we can. We would like to join our allies, of course, in the fight. So, will we make it in time? Yes, we do indeed. So, as you can see, and we're not coming in fashionably late. No, we do come in the thick of battle. So, we are going to provide some good assistance here during the fight. Our Hetera Merkako killed Gavril. I don't think that's one of ours. Oh, okay, yeah, here we go. Looks like it's going well in our favor. And indeed, the battle seems to be won here in Targo Vist. So that is about done there. We'll chase the enemy forces down and finish them off, siege down their capital. In fact, I would really like to siege down their capital myself, so that we have the potential of getting some prisoners, but looks like we are a little too late there. We'll just join in the fight here. Actually, it looks like we can siege down the county, so why not? That may give us a prisoner, I doubt it, but at the very least we can say we did something. So let's speed time up while the siege goes on, because sieges take a while and they can often be, well, a little bit boring. Other than the fact that our father just drank himself to death, a drunkard just like many in the Stjarna family are. 71 years of age though. I'm not sad to see our father go. He was an evil man. I mean, we are not a good man. In fact, we are evil as well, really. We murdered our own brother. But our father was real, like a sadistically evil man. Almost psychotically evil, considering how much torture and murder he did. As you can see, look at all these deaths that are at his hands. Murdered, executed, murdered, executed, murdered. He was not a good man. We are not sad to see him go. We won't be sad to see our allies win this war either. So we shall pop back in when something of interest happens here during these sieges. Or we would, other than the fact that Theodoros has come of age. Events keep popping up, and he does seem to be a thrifty clerk. Okay, so not too bad there. He's a little bit more spread on his stats than otherwise, but just, fickle, diligent, thrifty clerk, comely. So he understands money, that's for sure, but he doesn't have an impressive understanding of it. But he understands it well enough, and he may grow to become better at it over time. So still, his stats are pretty good. He's not a warrior, that's for sure, but he does know diplomacy and he does know stewardship. So we will continue along that route. Looks like the enemy army is attacking Constanza. We might need to go and relieve our forces there. In fact, I might want to do that now. Perhaps putting my better commander in here, because I do not want to see my city fall. I am sitting here and meditating on the finer points of orthodoxy, and I cannot help but think back when I journeyed to Byzantium on a pilgrimage. The trip was far from the quotidian comforts of my life as a Jarl, but the relief I felt upon arriving there made it all worthwhile. Oh, nice. So we lose some stress, gain some piety. Perfect. We should have... Oh, I've been corresponding with our Chancellor. Prince Izakios likes us a little bit better. Excellent. Our neighbor likes us a little bit better. Holstein's just going everywhere, visiting all sorts of different nobles. Well, we're fine with that. We do need to deal with this army. I do want to take a look at the details of the last fight. A lot of... Look at all these enemies who had... Oh, wait, Refir, our father. Oh yeah, he was in that court. As you'll remember, our father went in exile to that court, and he was fighting in that battle against us. We were literally on opposite sides of the battle against our own father, and he died like a drunk man shortly thereafter. A few of their warriors were killed in that battle. No significant deaths on our side, but that is pretty interesting that our own father was fighting on the opposite side of the battle against us. That's very cool. I quite enjoy that little twist in the story there. So hopefully our army will be able to deal with the enemy forces here. They do outnumber us slightly, but we have a nice little advantage when it comes to our knights, and hopefully we're relatively even here in terms of retinues. Plus we have that defender advantage, so I'm hoping that that's going to turn things over to our side. Oh, Count Yadni was slain. Oh, Yadni the Impaler. Does that mean that, oh, his son is in charge now? Well, I mean, if a small boy was murdered, that wouldn't... he has too many siblings. Oh no, his primary heir is Tolik. Okay, if something terrible were to happen to this child, that wouldn't be so bad for us, because we could revoke that title. Tolik is still in our prison, so we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, it looks like the battle is just going in our favor. Mayor Kako was slain. Samatu was slain. Killed Mayor Yanov. A lot of people dying in this battle here. But it looks like we are going to be successful here, lifting the siege on Constanza, and we should be able to go back to sieging down the enemy land. You can look here and check out the details. Mayor Janos was slain in that battle, and indeed we had two slain. Count Yadni and Mayor Kako were both slain in that fight. An influx of serfs has arrived in the county of Tarnovgrad from the neighboring county of Nicopolis. They claim to be fleeing from the abusive rule of King Tirpimir of Serbia, and they wish to live in my domain instead of his. Legally speaking, they are still in bondage to the King of Serbia, but if I let them settle my lands, it would be almost impossible for him to prove that they are actually his serfs. I think that, we could gain prestige, but we could get extra serfs. What would that do? Levy size? holding taxes. That's a nice little bonus. But I think the prestige is actually more important to us right now. So we're going to send them back on their way, but we're going to issue a stern rebuke to the King of Serbia saying, keep your people in check. That it should not be for us to be dealing with this problem that you have here. We're actually going to engage the enemy army once again here just to finish them once and for all, essentially. We are doing most of the fighting, but we want to put our troops into the thick of the fight and train them hard and get them to be skilled warriors, especially in these fights that are a little bit easier than otherwise they might be. Our allied forces come just in time for us to see how powerful our Nordvina warriors are. Oh dear, my dear Teresa. I might not have loved you, yet I feel you're passing more acutely than I thought possible. Our wife has finally succumbed to cancer. We hope she finds peace. Indeed we do. That is the enemy done with. We can return to our lands and know that our ally will owe us a little bit of a favor. Allies share 300 prestige. We get a big chunk of that, that's for sure. And we gain 30 fame. Perfect. Disband our armies. Excellent. So we helped out our allies, and that is good. That is exactly what we could be hoping for. What's going on over here in Khazaria? We want to keep an eye on this because I do feel like there may be an opportunity to declare a holy war for perhaps the Duchy of Kisaid here. It's a small one compared to the overall size of it, but we could potentially get a holding here on this northern river, the Dniester. Probably pronouncing that wrong, but somebody in the comments will let me know how to pronounce it correctly. That would give us a nice little bulwark here, defending this river. I think would not be too bad. So, Samatu died of heart failure. Well then, looks like we are going to need a new spy master. Tada? You would not be bad, but you hate him. We don't really have any particular good options. Alright, we'll get the mayor to do it, I suppose. She doesn't like us very well, but I don't know a better choice we have. The rest of these are fine. We are no doubt going to seek out a new wife, probably for a powerful alliance. But we won't be doing that right away. I don't see why we would be marrying someone quite so young. There doesn't seem to be any point, but we could perhaps get a betrothal here with a duke or something of that nature. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll wait a little bit. Our wife just died. Like you said, he might not have loved her, but we're not gonna do the dishonorable thing and marry somebody like weeks after. We're gonna have a short period of mourning. Can use the extort subjects decision. I don't mind that. Let's potentially extort our subjects if necessary. Details of that last battle, nothing important. The fight was pretty much done at that point. Now, hopefully we will have, how to put it, a happy little accident in terms of what happens to Hierotheos here. Happy for us, happy not for really anybody else, especially his family, but, we gotta do what we gotta do, and we want to consolidate our lands. We have 2 sons that we gotta spread these lands out to anyways, so if we can get all of these lands here, under our own control. That should give us the biggest bonuses possible. Our daughter needs a tutor. Tata should be fine for that. And that should be good. Defenseless. It is time. One of Count Hiethiros' wet nurses is willing to do. We tried to trust the wet nurse last time, but, this time we have a pretty strong chance. See it done, whatever the price. And here, the deed is done. The Count will never grow up or understand the world around him. It was apparently simple, a sharp iron needle against the ear, easily piercing the soft skin and cartilage. Ooh. I dismissed the courtier before I'm given more details. Yeah, that's a little disturbing. The wet nurse was caught but executed in anger before she had a chance to confess my involvement in the crime. I had to do this. We gain a critical stress break, and, that seems quite understandable. Guilt and shame have been plaguing me. Oh dear, all of my sins, my flaws, my failings. These dark thoughts distract me and keep me from my responsibilities. We could become a drunkard, like the rest of our family. I don't know. Contrite. What does contrite give us? Suffers from a guilty conscience, often feeling compelled to confess things better left unmentioned. Oh, we expose our murder secret? Yeah, I don't think we'll be doing that. Would we become a drunkard just like the rest of our family? I mean, it does run in the family, I think. What does this trait give us? I haven't really taken quite a look at it. Health, tiny penalty, stewardship's down, prowess is down, stress loss is up. You know what? I think we do enjoy a drink. I think we might get a little bit drunk when we realize, what we have become here. But Count Tolik is now the Count of that county again. And that should mean that we should be able to revoke that because we do have a claim on that title. He will accept because he is our prisoner. He has no choice. We are above our domain limit holding because our stewardship has dropped down. So perhaps now would be the time to look for a wife, and perhaps one with good stewardship. What about you? 36 years old? Could be fine. She is athletic. Let's see. And you are... she's the granddaughter of the king of East Francia. That's not a terrible marriage. We do get a huge bonus. We'd get a big boost of prestige there. And she will be an excellent steward for us. So yeah, let's send that proposal. I think this will be a pretty good marriage for us. And she's still a little bit younger than us, so that's perfect. Probably too old to have children, which is honestly fine by me. But I do want her to get her. I want to get her to manage our domain. So now you can see that we have all of these holdings here, and that is, look at how much money we're making. We're making massive amounts of money here, and our forces are going to be pretty hefty as well. We will continue to increase the size of our retinues when we get the opportunities here. I think we'll go maybe there, so get you up to 4. And basically just try to have like a very strong army that is based around our powerful retinues. And we'll want to save up plenty of money as well in order to fund our future goals. Blood and spit. Apparently Pantolion spit in the in my son Halstein's food during dinner a few nights ago. One of the cooks came upon Halstein spitting in Pantolion's food in secret. That explains why he must have been looking a bit green during dinner the last few times. He must have been... Oh, gross. This is disgusting. Just what Pantolion deserves? Who even is this child? Oh, he's from the House of Macedon, so from the Emperor's family. Just what he deserves. We could become friends with our son here. He could become deceitful. Yeah, alright. Our son could become deceitful. He might, he is rowdy, and he's a bit of a knave. Maybe he wants to take a spy master type of route. Indeed, he seems to be leaning in that direction. So why not encourage it? That could be useful. Hopefully, he won't murder his older brother, because his older brother is pretty good and is in an excellent position here, indeed, due to his betrothal to the Emperor's daughter. Is there anything that we can do here? Oh, we could extort our subjects, so you can see. Why not? Let's get a little bit more money. My vassal, Mayor Yerolim, now there is a man expression. He already knows for what purpose I am approaching him. I am loyal. I pay my dues. How can you ask more of me? Consider it an extra little test of loyalty. Ooh, look at that huge 180. Plus we get a bunch of dread. Do not worry, I will have everyone pay. Active tyranny. I don't know if we'll be tyrannical. I think we're just gonna have this little test of loyalty for the mayor and get a nice little chunk of money there. Some money that I think we will... Oh, we could introduce a new fashion at court, indeed. Why not? No court can claim to be as stylish as ours. I mean, we are a stylish looking man here. So why not do it? A big splash and I fall into the mud. Damn it, if only it hadn't rained this morning. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to take a stroll outside. 'Tis but the doing of God to humble me. Curses. I think we would curse on that, for sure. Of fashion and feuds, I strut around my court, proud of my new bold fashion-forward statement, my heavy golden boots shimmering in the light of the Constantinople's halls. What are you wearing, my wife? Duchess Benedicta cries out at me from across the hall. We throw insults back and forth, myself defending what is so obviously good fashion, going far above the head of a simple mind as the local nobility flock around me. I can consider my fashion statement to be a roaring success. Our wife doesn't think so. I mean, she probably thinks German fashion is superior, but I always know best. Our wife does not particularly like us that much, but she doesn't have much choice. She is our wife, and look at that. We have a huge boost of prestige. Prestige that we will be using in all sorts of ways in the next episode. Until then, thank you for watching.